Looks like
Yo, what's up? It's Brother Jack. You watching Lights Out TV.
This is FAISAL Khan for Lights Out, and with me via Zoom, I'd like to be joined by the man on the beach, Mr. James Hawley. James, good afternoon to you, mate. How you doing?
I'm absolutely fantastic, mate. Just on the beach enjoying the sun out in Future Ventura.
I'll tell you what, honestly, if we could all swap places with you right now, 100% we would, because the weather we've got in England right now is really depressing.
Sorry, I'm a bit distracted. I'll show you what's going on down there. Don't know if you can see. The geezer just crawled from the top of the beach all the way down. He's still crawling through the water. Sorry, go on, mate. Carry on.
How's training camp going out there?
Yeah, it's going very well. I'm not boxing myself until probably February time, but I've just come out here for the experience and to keep in good shape for when I'm ready to go.
You obviously said before the start of the interview you're out there with Billy Joe Saunders. And how's that experience working out for you, training with two-time champion?
It's absolutely unbelievable. The things I learn of him in sparring, in training, even just talking to me. I've been out here, three or 4 days, and honestly, I can already say I'm 3 times the fighter as I was before I come out. Just those little tips, what he knows is unbelievable, and honestly, I've learned so much out here.
It's not only that it's with Billy Joe Saunders, but I also believe Mark Tibbs is out there as well. And we all know Mark has a big reputation in boxing. He's one of boxing's finest trainers. You know, what is it that you're learning from Mark Tibbs?
You know what? I joined Mark back in start of February, end of January, and since I joined Mark, I was terrible. I put it like that. I wasn't the fighter I am now. Things I learned from Mark are unbelievable. I could never obviously thank Mark enough for taking me on. He's obviously got much bigger fighters than myself who wants to jump on board with him, and he's obviously seen something in me. And the things I'm learning of Mark day in, day out are unbelievable. And the man has so much knowledge, obviously from his dad as well, legend in the sport, which Mark will be as well. So obviously having Mark as my trainer and the team I've got around me, there's no excuse I can't go all the way.
As I said, he's worked wonders with the likes of Dillian White. He's working with Harvey Horn as well. And now he's reunited with.
Harvey now.
And he's reunited with Billy Joe Saunders. You know, how confident are you that Mark is the man to, take you to the next stage of your career in terms of climbing the rankings and, of course, maybe getting the Southern area and challenging for the British outright as well?
You know what? I'm extremely confident. There wouldn't have been another man I would choose to be in my corner. As soon as I split with my last trainer, I remember when I first went to turn pro, I actually got in contact with Mark, and Mark was a bit busy at the time. I was a bit impatient. I wanted to get going, and I just turned with my amateur coach. But from the start of my pro career, even when I was an amateur down at Fisher, I've always wanted to turn pro with Mark. Obviously, everybody knows of Mark's dad, and Mark will be a legend himself. And I know Mark has got the experience and the skill set to take me all the way. And obviously, I'm in this sport to go all the way. I wouldn't be fighting and I wouldn't be fighting and living this hard life what it is if I didn't believe I could go all the way. I'd go and get a nice job somewhere and earn plenty of money. But for me, it's learning now whilst I'm young. I don't care about all the money. I don't care about what everyone else is doing. I'm focused on my boxing. I don't go out, training hard, and I will get there.
Well said. Well said. You was last out in March, I believe, the start of the year. Unfortunately, still being in the early stages of your career, it's been difficult not only for yourself but many other boxers that are in the early stages of their professional career to get a fight with obviously the whole coronavirus situation and shows being cancelled, especially like the MTK Global shows and the small hall shows as well. I've obviously spoken to many fighters, and unfortunately they've had to leave the sport because financially they're not getting the break that they need in terms of getting more fights and getting paydays, and they've had to resort to getting a full-time job. How difficult has it been for yourself to stay in the sport with everything that's going on in terms of the whole pandemic?
You know what? I'll be completely honest with you. See, when the lockdown came about, it was hard work. I hadn't gambled for a long time. I started gambling again. I come out of the gym for about 2 months, got proper out of shape, the heaviest I've ever been. I went right downhill, and I can see why some people obviously give up and went to work and things like that. But for me, I've always said I couldn't be a normal person and go to work and have someone tell me what to do. I believe I'm put on this planet for a reason, and that reason is boxing. So I've stuck to it. I've been training now for the past 3 or 4 months every day, and working on my craft. And when I come back, I want to be a new fighter.
We're hoping that 2021, we can get those small hall shows back. We can get more MTK global shows as well. And, hopefully for fighters like yourself, there's more opportunities out there. How confident are you that you'll be fighting regularly in 2021 and maybe 3 or 4 times next year?
So, I'm not of MTK no more. I split of MTK. But 2021, I'm looking to get a good manager and good promoter behind me. And I'll be out all the time because once they see the skill set I've got and everybody sees me on that big stage on TV, they won't not want me to have me on TV because I'll be that exciting. It's going to get their views up. So it's a win-win for us both.
As I said, next year is a big year for yourself. What's the target for you? I mean, have you perhaps maybe got the southern area in mind, or is it just a case of maybe getting a ranking with the WBO and just getting as high in those rankings?
You know what? For me, any title that comes along, any man that wants to step up to the plate and grow a set of balls and fight me for his title, I'm ready to take it off of him. I'd like to go the European route, obviously get myself a world ranking and that. But there's no rush. I'm only young. I'm still learning my craft. I've got lots to learn. And you haven't seen the best of me yet.
Final question. We have to get a prediction from you for this big fight in the heavyweight division between Alexander Usyk and Derek Chisora. Are you going to go with the fellow Brit, or can you just see another masterclass from Usyk on Saturday night?
You know what? If you know me, I love an underdog. Every fight that comes along, I'm always backing the underdogs. With me, I think Usyk will take Chisora later on. It'll probably stop him later rounds. But don't be surprised if Chisora puts him away early doors, because Usyk isn't a heavyweight, and that's what everyone needs to remember. He may have the skill set, but at that heavyweights, they can seriously punch you, and it only takes one punch. And Chisora's got the experience and the skill set to perform. So, for me, I think Usyk late, but don't be surprised if Chisora puts him away.
Well, it's a fight that we're looking forward to, and I'm pretty sure it's a fight that you're going to obviously tune in to watch as well. James,
Definitely.
before we bring you to an end, is there anything else you'd like?
Just thank you for having me on. I just want to thank my sponsors. I've got 2 sponsors who have been helping me since I've been out here. TSE Trafficking, I think I said that right. Reese Davis and his dad Lee Davis as well. Both been helping me out in camp, paying for training, etc. If it wasn't for them, and then it'd be very hard for me. And like I said, I'm going all the way, and you'll see my name in lights real soon.
Well, James, it's a pleasure having you on. Thank you for the opportunity. And next time when you're back in the UK, might just have to pop down to London and get a face-to-face interview with you. And good luck with the rest of your training camp out there. And we look forward to speaking to you soon.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on. Cheers, mate.
Thank you, James.